So I'll start with a little song. It's very short, but I hope you guys like it. Debbie Hayton is a fucking perv. Debbie Hayton is a fucking perv. Debbie Hayton is a fucking perv. He teaches kids and he makes them call him miss. He's a fucking perv. Get him out of women's spaces, fucking perv. Get his wife away from this fucking perv. Yes, all these men are fucking pervs. Get out of our spaces. So that is a little ditty about Debbie Hayton, formerly known as David Hayton. As some of you might be aware, he is a autogynephile who, for some reason, a lot of people in the gender critical community seem to hold him up as some kind of example of like one of the good ones, one of the ones that knows he's a male and blah blah blah. No, he's a creep. Just look at any footage of his wife and you'll see what how trapped she is, how completely like just dead inside she is because of his abuse and his psychological torturing of her and like literally trying to wear her skin. It's so fucking creepy. Anyways, speaking of you know, that kind of stuff, just the kids aren't all right. This is what this is about. I'm just going to be going over a lot of stuff about the kids not being all right. School shooter. Second of 2 Colorado school shooters convicted of murder. In Denver, a former student who opened fire inside a Colorado high school in 2019 was convicted of murder on Tuesday for killing a classmate who charged the gunman to save his classmates' lives. A jury in Douglas County, Colorado, took less than a day to find Devin Erickson guilty of first-degree murder in the shooting rampage at Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math School in Highlands Ranch, Colorado, on May 7, 2019. Erickson carried out the shooting alongside a friend, Alec McKinney, who pleaded guilty last year to murder, attempted murder, conspiracy, and weapons charges. McKinney, who was 16 at the time of the shooting, was sentenced to life in prison, plus 38 years, but as a juvenile could seek parole after 40. Alec McKinney is a girl. She's a teen girl who thinks she's a boy, and apparently McKinney told investigators following their arrest that he and Erickson carried out the shooting, she and Erickson, I should say, carried out the shooting as revenge over being bullied by classmates because she is transgender. During Erickson's trial, McKinney testified on behalf of the prosecution, telling the court that it was Erickson who had picked the classroom to target. Erickson, 20, faces life without the possibility of parole for the murder conviction when he was formally sentenced on September 17th. He was also found guilty of numerous other related offenses. Prosecutors presented evidence at the 3-week trial that Erickson shot Kendrick Castillo, the student who was trying to save his classmates, who, along with 2 other students, rushed Erickson when he burst into the classroom and opened fire with a handgun. So this is basically just Columbine, but trans, just absolute fucking assholes opening fire on their class because they're so misunderstood and bullied. Ugh. I have heard from credible sources, not Facebook, that at Jedburgh there have been instances of boys waving sanitary products like flags and urinating in the sanitary bins. So like peeing in the bins where girls put their fucking tampons. What is wrong with boys? What is wrong with them? They go into a bathroom that they're not even allowed to be in and they just fucking destroy it. They just piss in places that are not a toilet. What the fuck is wrong with boys? Seriously. Anyways, I've heard from credible sources, yeah, boys waving them, urinating in the sanitary bins. Several girls at Kelso High School refused to use the neutral toilets, going several days without a toilet visit, with risks to their health that accompany that, and with some choosing to go elsewhere if they're lucky enough to have an alternative. If your friend lives close enough and you can duck out and go pee at her house. Girls are being subjected to urinary tract infections and kidney infections from holding their pee, from not allowing themselves to relieve themselves. They're creating health problems from themselves because the fucking boys are in their bathroom and they can't go in there without being humiliated. Fuck the parents, fuck the teachers who try to say that this is okay. These young people need to feel safe and be able to use the facilities without embarrassment or anxiety, whether caused intentionally or otherwise. Gee, do you think the boys pissing in the sanitary bins, do you think that was intentional or otherwise? I'm fully in agreement of providing support to minority groups. Who the fuck is the minority group here? The 1 or 2 boys who are too addicted to porn and have no boundaries and no parental figures in their life to tell them to keep it in their fucking pants? This is just a pathetic creature, very pathetic creature. Because this was posted in a group for DIY and decor. So this is part of the genre of posts on Facebook that's called TRAs ruin every group, which is when anyone who, you know, joins a group on Facebook for anything, inevitably someone who's a narcissist who needs attention and needs to point out the fact that they're different and gender diverse in every single fucking group that they're a part of, they have to post about it, which of course ruins the group, because then everyone is like, oh my God, you're so amazing. And if you have one thing to say negative, you get booted. But like, why did you do this? It looks fucking insane. You look like a fucking insane person. And look at how she's posing. Like, she's so proud of herself. It's insane. It actually is insane. Kids are allowed to wear camo at their school, but they're being sent to the office for doing so. You know, like just a guy wearing like a camo hoodie, because the kids who identify as animals feel threatened. They haven't banned camo yet, but I'm sure it will be in the handbook next year. My cousin told my aunt it was happening. The furries don't like the kids wearing camos because they feel like they're being hunted. Which is so funny. It's so funny. Like, if that's your biggest problem, bring back bullying. We really need to bring back bullying. And I say that as a victim of bullying, but like, look at me today, right? Am I really a victim, or did it build my character? Did it make me more individual and strong and able to stand on my own 2 feet, my own ideas, and not, you know, buck to social pressure? You know, like, I've never fit in. Why should I start caring about fitting in now? You know, but some kids, they do need to be bullied. It's like, bring back kink shaming. You know, like, we need to have objective moral standards for what is appropriate and isn't appropriate behavior. And that's what a lot of this comes down to, is these people just have no fucking standards. Thoughts on Arielle Scarcella? She's trying to be GC, but also true trans cat. Arielle Scarcella is a pornographer. She has an OnlyFans. She knows that her audience is young women, and she's pro-porn, and she creates porn. And I'm sure that her young audience is consuming her porn. So she's a groomer. I would love for her to become an ex-pornographer and then speak out on that, and then maybe we could be on the same team again. But no, I don't hang out with child pornographers. Child groomers and pornographers, the same thing. Yeah, and I would just say, Rashi, if you have trans friends, nope, you don't. You can't be friends with people like this. I'm sorry, you can't. You just can't. I know for a fact I lost so many friends when I came out as a TERF, and not friends, like just acquaintances, right? Like people that I knew, that I hung out with a little bit, not that close. All of them hate me now. Do you think I give a shit? No, I know I'm right. Even my best friends from childhood, they also think I'm a fucking piece of shit. Do I care? No. They've always been losers. They've always been like, all they care about is being popular and being accepted and being seen as cool. I've only ever cared about being myself and doing what I want to do. I don't give a shit. I don't want to be popular. Yeah, Excellence just did a video on his larynx, the adhesion that's causing him to not be able to swallow. Poor gay guy. Swallowing is pretty important.